We appreciate your time. And Cody_Kellner is how you can find Cody on Twitter. It's worth it to look at that Twitter feed or be a part of it and follow it. Cody Kellner, thank you for your time. Armstrong, we're going to break here. We're going to go to Bobby Williams. We're going to call Sam Houston State Athletic Director Bobby Williams, and then also J.J. Joe. Weaving in and out, Jack McKenzie here. Armstrong Sims is here as well. And as the story was, the Conference USA, as we mentioned, with an opportunity here to add teams to their conference with Jacksonville State, with Liberty, to New Mexico State and Sam Houston State. And at Sam Houston State, Athletic Director Bobby Williams joins me, David Smoak, on 365 Sports. Bobby, thanks for your time. What a whirlwind.
David, great.
What a whirlwind we've been in, huh? Since late July when the Texas and Oklahoma story. Did you ever think that story could impact Sam Houston State?
Really didn't, because we dealt with this last year during the pandemic when we made our transition from the Southland to the WAC. And I thought we were in our conference, for long term, and then didn't realize that what happened with those two schools would eventually lead to us having that opportunity. So it's been a crazy time. It's a wild time in college athletics, and I look forward to it settling down a little bit. But we're looking forward to the opportunity of going to Conference USA, and it's a great move for us, we feel like. How
about the fact you've had to weave, and I'm an SFA grad, and you still came on the show despite that, and we invited you on the show, and we've had the football coach who's done great in basketball as well. So, in all due seriousness, so you join the Western Athletic Conference and SFA among others, and now here you are to the Conference USA. How many different types of logos are you trying to figure out which one's the right one right now?
Yeah, I think that's a challenge right now, but that's probably the toughest part about this, because I've been at Sam Houston for 40 years coaching and an administrator, and I know how important that rivalry is and the Battle of Piney Woods, and that's a tough part. I see it probably evolving to a little different way of doing it. We've always made moves together, but here at Sam Houston, I know 15 years ago we began looking at this type of move and positioning ourselves to be ready for it, and improving our success, improving our financial aspect of it. And you never know when the opportunity will come. And then it happened. And unfortunately, one of the ramifications is how do you determine moving forward playing your strong rival? I mean, that rivalry goes all the way back to the Capitol, where the two statues are of the two men back in the 1800s. And so that's the only challenging aspect about this move that we're not excited about. But I think some way Ryan and I can find a way to continue that rivalry.
Well, you can stop beating us up in football, by the way. And I know basketball, Kyle and SFA have had a pretty good run as well. But
yeah, they sure have.
So do you feel like if a team decides, like you have, or have you done before, and other teams have done before, we're seeing now conferences almost with a backlash. Okay, you want to leave, you can't win a conference title. How difficult is that give and take right now?
It is. It's challenging because there's a lot of hurt feelings in moving forward, but we've always tried to handle it as professionally as we could, and I think we have. We've been able to still keep that focus for our student athletes to have a chance at winning a championship because that's our experience here at Sam Houston. I know last year when we moved all 17 sports to the spring to compete while others were trying to play and doing some things in the fall, when the NCAA moved that championship, especially in football, to the spring, that's a no-brainer for us. Our student-athlete experiences have an opportunity to play at the highest level for championships. That's always a concern. We can't control some things, but we're going to do everything we can in this movement to make sure our student-athletes, especially our juniors and seniors, that they continue to have that opportunity.
Bobby Williams, the athletic director of Sam Houston State, they're joining Conference USA. I have not read the press release because I've been on the air. What is the timeline? How is this all going to work out, Bobby?
Well, we've got a 2-year, period that we've got to begin to get ready, and we're looking at June of 2023, and then be fully eligible for all of our other sports but football to get football for FBS level by the 24 season.
Is that expansion of your stadium, or what does that mean?
The interesting part, people are asking me, how's this going to change some things? We already had some plans in place. We just finished a $15 million renovation of our field house,
right?
A $15 million renovation of our basketball facility, Johnson Coliseum. We're building a new tennis complex. We've got to improve our press box situation, but we were going to have to do that even at the FCS level. We need to improve some other facilities as well. So all that's been in the works to continue to do that. But we also need to expand some new revenue streams from that aspect, because, the recruiting part is what people miss in this, with the transfer portal the way it is, and transfers being immediately eligible. We've got to do a great job of positioning ourselves to not only recruit student athletes, but retain them. And anything that we do, facility-wise or conference brand-wise, and our success is going to help us do that. So that's one of the main reasons why when we had this opportunity, that we need to make sure we move forward so that we can retain student athletes and recruit quality student athletes.
It's amazing. We've seen so much, Bobby, and thanks for your time today in a busy day. So much has happened. The NIL has happened. The transfer portal's happened. We've seen now realignment explode, and on occasion we've seen that before. Can you, and to be an AD, is it exciting and yet sometimes a little bit nerve-wracking right now?
Yeah, I've been fortunate that my dad was a coach. I played football at Rice and then been coaching here at Sam Houston, been here 40 years. I think the last 3 years, I've never seen anything like it. None of us have. You don't have any training for it. It is stressful. There's no doubt about it, because when you work at a place like Sam Houston that I have 40 years, you want to make sure you don't do anything to put it in a bad situation. And I think that's the biggest challenge for us ADs is making sure that we keep our university and our athletic programs moving forward, and not put us in a bad choice or a decision that hampers us for a long time.
One of the things that, and again, Bobby Williams of Sam Houston State, they're joining the Conference USA summer of 2023, which is kind of when we think the timeline changes, perhaps for the Big 12 with Brigham Young and others, or Texas and Oklahoma. What would you say to someone, because you've seen this, that where we've seen teams being added soon to the Big 12, and there's like even some of those, I don't want to say blue bloods, but so like, they can't, no way, they can't do that. What would you say to them to underestimate someone that wants to be and wants to get better and wants to join, whether it's the big boys or the big boys at the next level in college football?
Well, that's kind of the way it is. I think as we are as Texans, as Americans, we want to compete at the highest level. We want to keep moving forward and improving our situation. And I think it's anyone that says that, you shouldn't do that or not try to make yourself better. I don't understand that. I never have. Playing football at Rice, competed against the best back in those days, and even was part of teams that beat LSU and A&M and Arkansas, Houston, TCU, those type of things. We didn't win a lot, but I like competing and trying to be better and trying to make sure you have that happen. We've done that here at Sam Houston. We've kept moving up. From when I got here as an assistant coach, we were in the NAIA, and we moved up to Division I, and then now we're defending national champions. That's what you should aspire to do. The competitor in you should want to be better and want to continue to play against the best and try to make yourself as good as you can be.
Not everybody that's getting into other conferences that are larger or better or bigger have won national titles. Do you think what you did earlier this year, and I know you've been knocking on that door, do you think what you did this year helped?
Oh, no doubt. It elevated our brand, not only in this state, but nationally. And I think, that's everything, everybody that I've talked to in the last few weeks, that was a big part of that, is just that recognition and wanting to be around success and seeing that we are committed to being the best that we can be. And if you look, even with today's announcement, the top 4 winningest FCS programs the past 10 years, North Dakota State, us, James Madison, and Jacksonville State, I believe 3 of us are looking to try to improve and move up to that next level.
Bobby, thank you. I know it's been a busy day, an exhilarating day, and proud of Sam Houston State for what you've done, what you're doing, and also what you're about to accomplish as well. Thanks for your time, sir.
Thanks, David, so much. And I won't hold it against your SFA. My cousin's an SFA grad, too. My wife's uncle was interim president over there, so we have a great deal of respect for the Lumberjacks.
So did you take any of those, or did you get knocked out of any wills or anything like that? I mean, you got to, we can't have that happen, right? We got to.
That's right. Not yet.
No, I'll tell you this, and I want to say this to you on the air, because I have a lot of fans, listeners or viewers who are Sam Houston State fans as well. I have great respect for what you guys have done. It's a huge rivalry. You know that. Sometimes it's bitter and it can be pretty angry. But what you've done and what SFA is trying to do in some ways as well, I'm proud. I'm proud to have known when everything was back in the day, So keep going and good luck going forward, buddy.
You bet. Thank you so much. Good talking to you
Bobby,
as well.
Yeah, you too. Bobby Williams, athletic director, Sam Houston State. What a day it's been for them. So they're in the Southland Conference. Then they end up going to the Western Athletic Conference with a few other schools, including my alma mater, SFA, and others. And now in a couple of years, they're headed to the Conference USA. Good for Sam Houston State. When we come back, rapid fire, J.J. Joe, former Baylor quarterback, and also J.J. Joe, Baylor radio color analyst, will join us. And this is 365 Sports and Sikkim 365 Radio.